Here are the 6 racing drivers preparing for today's show. Only one of them will leave with up to £80,000 for charity. The rest will leave with nothing when voted off as the weakest link. Welcome to this special edition of the Weakest Link. Any of the 6 racing drivers in the studio here today could win up to £80,000 for charity. Now, they are well known for being racing drivers and racing around the track, and also for being champions. However, today only one will be crowned the champion, as round by round the loser player voted the weakest link. Let's meet today's team. Hello there, my name is Louise Aiken Walker. I was a rally driver between 1939 and 1991. Hello, my name is Natalie Barrett. I was part of the rally championships between 1998 to 2006. Hello, my name is Jamie Chadwick, and I won the W Series in 2019. My name is Lewis Hamilton, and I won 7 championships of F1. Hello, my name is Lando Norris, and I won 3 F1 Grand Prix. Hello, my name is George Russell, and I won 2 F1 Grand Prix. Alright team, just to remind you of the rules, in each round of the game there's £10,000 to be won. The fastest way to win the prize money is to create a chain of 6 correct answers. Break the chain and you lose all the money in the chain, but if you say bank before the question is asked, money is safe. However, you will start a new chain from scratch. Remember team, money that has been banked can be moved forward to the next round. In round 1 there's 2 minutes 10 seconds on the clock. We will start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, George. So George, let's play the weakest link. George, first question is for £100. Start the clock. George, which English economist published the general theory of employment, interest and money in 1936? John Maynard? Correct. Louise, the grub of crane fly, a common garden pest, is commonly known as what L? Leather jacket. Correct. Natalie, in the human body are carpal bones that make up the wrist or ankle joint. Wrist. Correct. Jamie, bank. Which City of London landmark boasts a high dome and is 365 feet ground level to its highest point? The Shard. No, St. Paul's Cathedral. Lewis, what is the specific non-slang term for a native of Liverpool? Liverpudlian? Correct. Lando, bank. Which of these African countries is further north, Zambia or Libya? Libya. Correct. George, complete the title of this 1995 film starring Sean Penn. Dead Man What? Standing. No. Walking. Louise, in America, what letter is used to classify that a film is suitable for all? B. No. G. Natalie, in 1818, who wrote the novel Frankenstein? Pass. Correct answers, Mary Shelley. Jamie, in the Dutch lens grinder Hans Lipsche is credited with making the first of which type of optical instrument? Time's up. The correct answer was telescope. In that very dismal and very depressing round, you only banked £1,100. What happened in that round, team? Who is not winning the race at this stage? Who will be the first to be knocked out and who will end up in last place? It's time to vote off who you think is the weakest link. In that first very easy round, George is the weakest link, with Lewis being the strongest. But who will the team vote off? It's time to find out. Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link. Lando. Lewis. George. Louise. Natalie. Alright, Louise. Remind us what you used to do. So I was originally a rally driver between 1991. Alright. Did you ever win any competitions at all? No, unfortunately not. Alright. Now why Lando? He didn't answer a question right. And personally, I don't think he's the best racing driver. So we got a bit of competition, eh? Yeah, a bit of competition, I thought so. Lando, remind us what you do. So I have won 3 F1 Grand Prix. Alright, and not F1 competitions. Oh, F1 championships. F1 championships, that's what they call it. No. Alright. Why Louise? Wasn't strong. Alright. Well, the majority of people, of 2 votes, have voted as strongest link off. So Lewis, you won 7 championships of F1. I did indeed. That's amazing. Will you continue to do F1 or not? Probably. Alright. Anyways, Lewis, with 2 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Oh, well, I feel a bit upset going first. There does seem like a lot of competition, like Jamie, they didn't like me because I could be in racing and all of that. In the bank team, £1,100. In round 2, 10 seconds will be taken off the clock. We would start with the strongest link from the previous round, however the team have voted off the strongest link. So we start off with our second strongest link, and that's you, Louise. So Louise, let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Louise, with which ancient empire is Toga most associated? Roman. Correct. Natalie, how many Indiana Jones movies directed by Steven Spielberg have there been? 2? No, 3. Jamie, in sport, on what would you find a double ring and treble rings? Dartboard. Correct. Lando, bank. Which government agency is responsible for registering and licensing motor vehicles in Britain? BVLA. Correct. George. In the television series, did David Soul play Starsky or Hutch? Hutch. Correct. Louise. Bank. In literature, complete the title of Frederick Forsyth's novel, The Fourth. Protocol? Correct. Natalie. Bank. In physics, what V is another word for capacity? Pass. Volume. Jamie. In the animal kingdom, is the dugong a land animal or a marine animal? Marine. Correct. Lando. Bank. In the English law, the act of criminally setting fire to property is known as what? Arson? Correct. George. Bank. When telephoning abroad from a UK landline, what are the first times up? £900 was banked in that round. We're doing even worse, team. Who is slowing you down? Who will eventually be knocked out? Guess what, team? It is time to vote off who you think is the weakest link. In this round, Louise is the strongest link, with Natalie being the weakest. But who will the team vote off? It's time to find out. Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link. Natalie. Lando. Natalie. Natalie. Lando. Jamie. Remind our viewers at home what you still do. I'm part of the W series, I believe. Alright. And I heard that on your inaugural first time that you won it. I did indeed. Now, you're 26, aren't you? I am. You're very young to be a racing driver. Did you not want to be like a barista, hairdresser, or not? No, I've always wanted to go into racing, to be honest. That's very good, to be honest. Do you make a lot of money from W Series? Well, it depends if you win or not. So I won on my inaugural series, and I'm hoping to win this season. Fingers crossed. Very true. Why Natalie? She wasn't the strongest, to be honest. I think we need the young people on. Alright? Lando. Why Natalie? Not really strong. Alright. Poor little old, young Lando Norris. Natalie. Our rally championship between 1998 to 2006. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Well, I've really enjoyed my time on the Weakest Link today. It's nice being on a special series of it, of racing drivers, and I wish I was driving about instead, but no, and no questions about racing. I'm shocked. In the bank team, £2,000. In round 3, another 10 seconds will be taken off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the previous round. That's you, Louise. So, Louise, let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Louise, the Celine Dion song My Heart Will Go On comes from which film? Titanic. Correct. Jamie, in ancient history, the gods Horus, Apis and Hathor were from which country? Egypt. Correct. Lando. In America, MA is the abbreviation for which state? Massachusetts. Correct. George. Which of these airports is furthest from London by plane, Dublin or Shannon? Shannon. Correct. Louise. Bank. In which 1984 film was the line "I'll be back" delivered by Arnold Schwarzenegger? Terminator 2? No, The Terminator. Jamie. In food, the leek is the leek an allium of brassica. Pass. Correct answer is an allium. Lando. In nature, which plant is the principal diet of the caterpillar of the red admiral butterfly? Pass. Correct answer is nettle. George. In pop music, which large, ancient, prone, spotted character has... Time is up. In that round, team, £5,000 was banked. A bit more impressive, team. It seems like you are voting off the weakest links. However, it does mean that you have to vote off another weakest link. So have the courage to vote off the weakest link. In that round, George was the strongest link, with Lando being the weakest. But who will the team vote off? It's time to find out. Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link. Lando. Louise. Louise. Lando. Alright team, there is a two-way tie, meaning that the strongest link decides on who they want to go. And the strongest link is you, George, but before you decide to vote off, just remind our viewers on what you do. So I have won 3 F1 Grand Prix. How long have you been doing that for? Just a few years. I am only 26. Just 1 year older than Lando and Jamie. Yes, indeed. Do you enjoy racing? Yes, I do, in fact. That's good to hear. So, now you have the choice of who you want to go. So, it's up to you. You can vote Lando, or you can stick with your vote Lando, or you can change your vote to Louise. I'm going to stick with my vote for Lando. Why? Just because I am. Alright. Well, Lando, poor little old Lando Norris, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Well, I'm glad to be gone off the weakest link because I think the women are trying to vote me off. Like Jamie, Louise, I think they're being tactical and they're wanting the girls to stay in the team. In the bank team, £7,000. Around 4, I'm going to take another 10 seconds off the clock, leaving you with 1 minute, 40 seconds. I'll start with the strongest link from the previous round, that's you, George. So George, let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. George, what was the maiden name of the bride whose royal wedding took place on the 19th of June 1999 in St George's Chapel, Windsor? Pass. Correct answer is Sophie Rhys-Jones. Louise. What is the name given to the US President in President's office in the White House because of its shape? Oval Office. That is the correct answer. Jamie. In 1946, honeymooner Maisie Dunn was said to be the first person in Britain to wear which item of beachwear? Bikini? Correct. George. Bank. In maths, if 10 p-seats equals 5 pence, how much does 30 pesos equal? 15? Correct. Louise. Bank. Is it true or false that the Supersaurus and the Ultrasaurus were among the world's largest dinosaurs? True. Correct. Jamie. Bank. Which annual international competition has been won by ABBA? Time's up. £700 was banked in that round, team. Consider this, team. Who will you bring into the next round? It's time to vote off who you think is your final weakest link. In that round, George was the weakest link, with Jamie being the strongest. But who will be the last weakest link? It's time to find out. Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link. Jamie. Louise. Jamie. Why Louise? I don't think she should stay in again. George? She wasn't strong in that round, so I thought I'll vote her. Well, Louise, our 1939 to 1991 rally driver, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Well, I've managed to reach one of the final rounds. However, I have enjoyed my time on the weakest link, and I do hope to return again. It's nice to be honoured in a way of rally driving and racing, and I hope to be back sooner than later. In the bank, team, £7,700. In this round, 90 seconds on the clock, but whatever you win in this round will be trebled. We'll start with the strongest link, and that was you, Jamie. So, Jamie, let's play the weakest link. Let's start the clock. Jamie, Ankara is the capital of which country? Turkey. Correct. George. In the US, which government organisation has the initials DEA? Drug Enforcement Agency? Correct. Jamie. Bank. Which T is the type of dog whose name is derived from the Latin word for ground? Terrier. Correct. George. Bank. Carl Darman was inspired by the hovercraft to invent which aid to gardeners? Pass. Correct answer is the hover mower. Jamie, which comedy duo's appreciation society is called Sons of the Desert from the title of one of their early films? Laurel and Hardy. Correct. George. Bank. In the human body, is the epidermis beneath or above the dermis? Above. No, beneath. Jamie. By what name is the Palace of Westminster also known? Time's up. The correct answer was Palace of Westminster. In that round, you banked £700. what we will treble, what will give you prize money today of £9,800. There can only be one winner. In the next round I will ask you both 5 questions, best of 5 wins. If there's a tie we will go to sudden death. So, Jamie and George, let's play the weakest link. Jamie, as the strongest link in the previous round, you have the choice of who goes first. I'll go first. Jamie, which television sitcom starred Cal Harmon as a womanizing painter and decorator? Brushstrokes. Correct. George, a campanile is a tower of which normally houses what? Pass. Correct answer is bells. Jamie, what is the name of the bear who used to promote the BBC's annual Children in Need appeal? Pudsey. Correct. George, in food, which are is a dish originating from France, primarily made from aubergines and green peppers in a tomato sauce? Ratatouille. Correct. Jamie, in the royal family, who is the father of Lord Frederick and Lady Gabrielle Windsor? Pass. Correct answer is Prince Michael of Kent. George, in pop music, the British band Manic Street Preachers are from which country? Pass. Correct answer is Wales. Jamie, in English history, who defeated Harold II at the Battle of Hastings? William the Conqueror. That is the correct answer. Well, that means, Jamie, you are today's strongest link, and you leave with £9,800 for your charity. George, you leave with nothing. Join us again for the weakest link. Goodbye.